Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Body beat down here on the Sunday morning, 8:57 in the AM. So it's spitting a little bit of rain, which feels good to me. We've had a little rain over the past couple days, so we needed it. We've been going through a drought. However much of a drought, whatever that is for Tennessee, we've been in a drought. So it's needed. So, we are out of school. Probably go back to school around August 1st. 2nd, 3rd, it's usually within the first couple of days there when we go back. So we all get some much needed rest, a little bit of break from the insanity. My job is hard enough. My hat's off though to the teachers, the good teachers, and the faculty that has to deal with these kids for hours a day. Couldn't do it. I thought about doing it before, and I'm glad I didn't. And the kids would probably be glad too that I didn't, because I'd be going off on some of them kids. Them angels. Them precious little angels. So, we have a lot to talk about here. This is going to be a long video. It's going to be touching on my plans going forward. Supposed plans going forward, things I want to do but may not do, but need to do, should do. So we'll talk about some stuff on this little walk. And I know a lot of people out there probably going through some of the same stuff, so this might help you, it might help somebody out there, who knows? Who knows, guys? So, made a post yesterday on my YouTube channel, on the community post page, where you can post things, talking about, once again, I need to change things up, rethink things with my working out, and really overall my health and fitness. This is nothing new. I've kind of talked about these things a few times over the past couple of years, especially. As I've mentioned before, I'm slow when it comes to executing some things, and this is just one of those things that I'm kind of slow about, and with good reason. I've worked hard to get where I'm at. I'm just over 5 years in this new, journey, you can call it, whatever you want to call it. Started lifting weights again January 2021, And here we are, middle of 2026. So I've been going and going and going. And for anyone who's kept up with my channel any amount of time, you know the amount of time I put in. Now, that don't mean I record every single video, every workout, but you can imagine by going and looking what I've done that I'm pretty much non-stop going. And that's part of my problem. That wasn't smart to do. No matter if you can do it or not, probably not smart to do. Just continuously pushing yourself. And that's whether you're doing more long, more intense workouts or a short workout. It don't matter. You're still putting out a lot of effort. So, there's some kind of alarm going off at this school. Something. So, I'm feeling drained all the time. And I know some of it's laziness, some of it's depression, anxiety, my nerves, home life. Some of it is just, well, I said laziness. Some of it is my weight. Some of it is just whatever, anything you can kind of come up with. Excuses. But I'm struggling. And this is something, people need to know that we all struggle. And sometimes we have to restructure things. The important thing, though, is don't stop, Don't give up on yourself completely. So for me, I've busted my butt to get where I'm at with my lifts. As a lot of you have busted your butts. And that's really the biggest hurdle to get over is, being able to tell people, yeah, I bench this, I squat that, I deadlift this, I shoulder press that, whatever it is kind of lifts you do, strongman, Olympic, CrossFit, bodybuilding, just whatever it is that you're doing out there where you're moving, good amounts of weight and the stuff that you're really proud of. It's tough to go from being that person that you've built to, there's chairs right there. I may sit down. They don't got chairs there. So, and this breathing hard that I do, I think it's anxiety as much as it is anything. I notice when I get out away from my house, sometimes have a hard time breathing, and I think it's anxiety, some of it. So it's not just the weight. But I've talked about these things in the past, like I said, at least over the past couple of years they've kind of come up. And we don't necessarily put ourselves on the level of, say, top athletes, basketball, football, baseball, bodybuilders, strongmen, powerlifters, the Olympics, people that are in the Olympics and all these great people in boxing and all this stuff. We don't necessarily put ourselves at that level when I talk about this, but at the same time we kind of do, because we're in our own competition with ourselves, or maybe some of you out there compete. But all the time that it took us to get to where we're at, and deciding that it's time to, pull the plug and, stop worrying about the big weights and going every day. That's not easy. It's like telling those superstars out there to stop, And I always like to kind of compare, like to say Michael Jordan, whom when he was 50 years old, 55, 60, he's wanted to come back. Because that drive, that feeling inside of you never ends. And we're no different. Like I said, we're just kind of maybe a smaller scale. But we're no different. We've worked hard to get where we're at. We've reached, maybe the top. And we're proud of what we've done. But then you got to realize that you can't play 45 minutes a game anymore. You got to pull it back to maybe 30 minutes a game or 20 minutes a game. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And those of you that keep up with the channel, I've been here, like I said, over the past couple of years, just on and off and on and off, thinking about this. But here's the thing. I'm going to do this little trail again. I go 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. It just depends. Minimum, I'm doing something 5 days. And a lot of times on Sunday anymore, I do my whole test of strength thing with the 405 pound bench press. Like, I got to get it in my head. Like, I won't be doing that no more. It's time to hang that up. It's time to start focusing on lighter weights. Not even a lot more reps, but maybe a few more reps. Not a lot more sets, but maybe a couple of more sets. And bringing it down to maybe 3 days a week. And just trying to get an overall general workout done from top to bottom in those 3 days. And then the other 4 days, don't push myself too much doing anything else. Maybe get a couple of walks in, maybe a bike ride in. And as you know, if you follow the channel, I do spin on my stationary bike 5 days a week. Every day, 5 days a week. 30 minutes. I've been doing that for years now. Years, not years as in 1 or 2 years. Years as in 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The middle, like summer of 2021, is when I stopped actually road cycling and went to just spinning. So I've been doing that every day. 30 minutes minimum. There's been days I've went 45 minutes, an hour. There's been a few days where I've done it twice a day. So even that is going to take a hit. I'm not going to do 30 minutes anymore. We're going to go to 15 minutes, 5 days a week. So that's going to cut that down a little bit. But I'll make sure that my efforts are a little bit stronger. I'll try to make sure my RPMs are around 40 to 45 instead of, say, 38 or 37. And I just do that to get the body moving. I don't do it to really lose weight or be an extreme stationary cyclist. It's just to get the body moving and some blood flowing. So anyway, so it's not easy, guys. But one thing I have to remember is I've never competed. I've always competed with myself, but I gotta remember, I've competed with myself and I've gotten every goal. I've done everything I can do. I've done it multiple times. And, the body does start to break down a little bit. The mind does start to break down a little bit. Things start to happen. But, when you do something like this, you have to be on board 110%. Or you're just spinning your wheels. And like I said, it's not easy to stop being your greatness, your greatest self, lifting these heavy weights. It's not easy to stop. So if I decide, not if, but I need to decide for sure that this is what I'm doing, and it either starts today, or maybe today I do one more last test of strength of test, that's whatever I call it. Maybe I do one more day of that in hopes that I can get it. I was actually wanting to fast today until supper time. Maybe I'll do the test of strength one more time today, and then tomorrow start the new, I guess the new program. Or I'll start tomorrow and not do anything today. I don't know. It's a big step. And I know there's people out there, well, do this day and do this day. You can still go heavy this day, but not that day. Technically, for me, all that's going to do is confuse me and make me still put out too much effort. It's still going to make me, put the wear and tear on the body. It'd be nice to have my shoulders calm down, to have my elbows calm down. My elbows have been really touchy now for probably a month or two. And so it's either do this or don't do it. I can't go back and forth. This day do this and this week do that, and that's just not my personality, because I'll just get sucked right back in to heavy weights all the time. So, this video might help other people, and it at least gives you a look inside of what I'm going through, if you don't already know. And not only that, if you've seen me talk about these things before, this just kind of gives me another reference video to kind of look at and look at and see, this is the point where I've decided to do this or do that. So that's sometimes what these kind of videos are for. They're definitely as much for me as anyone. think when it's all said and done, good thing is I can be proud of what I've done. I've moved weights, amounts of weights, and been consistent and persistent more than I've ever been in my life when I worked out before, years before. I mean, I'm really proud of what I've done. You know, this reminds me, all of a sudden, I'm just thinking about how I transferred from cycling, every day on the road and trails and stuff like that. So I had to get that in my head that it was okay to stop doing that and to put my energy into stationary spinning. That I'm still doing something that's good for me, but it's just a different training method. And that's what I need to get into my head. Going from all these heavy lifts to more manageable lifts and fewer days. See, it's a matter of just mentally letting yourself go there and accept things and realize that there are other methods to doing these things. A lot of different ways, guys, and just a matter of mentally accepting that. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at, and you'll know as soon as I will, maybe, if I decide to do this starting now, or maybe tomorrow, or what have you. So anyway, everybody, thanks for hanging in there with me over the years. Thanks for the support, and it's really helped me to do a lot of the things I've done. Having people cheer you on and proud for you really helps. A lot more than what a lot of people might think. So anyway, everybody out there, good luck. Keep doing what you're doing. Also, don't be scared to change things up if you feel like it's time. But again, we got to be there. We got to realize, and we got to let ourselves. So anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. To the Body Beatdown. Loud truck. Loud Jeep. Or Bronco. Anyway, guys. Get up, get out, get rad, do it to it. We'll see you next time on the Body Beatdown. See y'all later. Tree.
Get up, get out, get rad, and do